Yep. Friday, man. News and talk, Bloomington Normal, that's us. We're Cities 92.9. Hi there, I'm Scott Robbins. Right over there is Cat Peterson. Look, everybody, Cat Peterson right over there. The Cat Peterson Conservative Cat Show debut show, 5 to 7 this Saturday. Listen. You gotta listen. Listen.
I can tell you right now it's got to do with the violence in our schools and our school system, and
all right, let's see.
Talking to a parent who's been facing this violence and bullying probably for over 2 years.
All right. Well, that's great topics. I know that's not going to be the whole 2 hours, but you got a lot. I mean, I'm sure you're going to have a stack of things to go through. Mm-hmm. It's going to be good. You sound very enthused about it, Kat.
I am very.
I can tell.
Very
I can tell. I talked to you this morning. You're like, I can't believe it. I got my own show coming up here. I said, I know. See, it's kind of like you get the, you start on a show, this show, and then you get a spin-off of your own show. That's kind of how it works, right? Mm-hmm. You get spin-off. So that's awesome. So Conservative Cat debuts coming up Saturday, 5 to 7. Yes.
We're working on a Cities 92.9 Rumble account to where we can stream all of our shows, and it's almost like a podcast. So you can listen to the podcast where you can watch us, because a lot of the time I'm gonna I want to do one segment eventually where I go through the fake news articles and how they actually, because there's a science behind it. In order to make it fake news and be biased, there's literally a science behind every article, and every journalist does it. So I kind of want to go through that, but you'd have to see the article. So I don't know.
Right. Well, we've got a lot of stuff planned then. People have asked me all the time, you guys should do it where we can see you while you do the show. You don't want to see this. Not me. Yes, but not me. You don't want to see that.
They don't want to see me.
No, they don't want to see me at all. Guarantee it. All right, I want to get to this story because, everybody, it seems to me, universally hated governor. We have one now. Or universally disliked, if that language is too hot for you. I mean, I don't run into too many people that go, you know what, I am really glad J.B. Pritzker is the governor of the state of Illinois. I don't know anyone like that. Maybe you do. Maybe it's just the crowd I run with. I don't know. But even people who are certainly not as conservative as I am, have said to me before, God, what a disaster this guy is. I mean, again, when you start looking at metrics to measure success of a politician, are taxes lower? No. Is unemployment high? Yes. Is it a business-friendly state? No. Is the pandemic zaniness still taking place? Yes. What metric is as the state's population gained anything? No. So every metric you would look at to measure success of a governor who's running a state, he's failed every single time. Every single time. He waltzes into communities and he throws checks around. The state has got $16 million for infrastructure on blah 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 whatever. He does this all the time. And that's all he does. And lectures us and signs executive orders. That's all this guy does. But he's come up with a way, Kat, to encourage people in business to come to this state. Now, he's specifically targeting this, too. Do you know what state? Can you take a guess on what state J.B. Pritzker is now trying to lure to Illinois? What business? Do you know from what state they come from? Kat, to you.
I'd imagine a woke state, so California?
No. You don't want a woke state. You can't get woke state going to a woke state, right? You can't go woke state to woke state because that doesn't matter. Pritzker wrote to the CEOs of several Texas businesses, including Dell and Hewlett-Packard, to encourage them to move to Illinois. Now, why in the world would Dell or Hewlett-Packard move their business to Illinois? Well, do you know why, Kat?
No, I don't. Why?
Abortion access.
Oh.
You heard me. This guy is selling abortions as a reason to relocate your business. He's got nothing else. He's got nothing else. This is despicable.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
He's claiming in his first year in office, Pritzker signed the Reproductive Health Act, declaring Illinois the most progressive state in the country on abortion access. So, he says, in a quote here, so as radical legislators in Texas functionally eradicate the autonomy. I want you to pay close attention to how this stuff is worded, okay? This is our governor. This is the governor of our state. So as radical legislators in Texas functionally eradicate the autonomy of half the state, cutting off access to basic health care, family planning, and freedom to thrive. This all means abortion. That's how he frames this. I invite you to consider a new home base for your company, one that embraces the policies of the 21st century and aligns with your company's values to ensure, get this now, women succeed. State Rep Andrew Chesney, Republican, Freeport, said this has always been a moral social argument on where people fall on abortion. But I don't know if I've ever seen a governor use it as a desperate attempt to lure companies because of social issues. He's right. Although he framed it a lot nicer than I would have.
Like, what's
this
his
is
position?
embarrassing.
Women who have, like, get abortions, they stay in bed. I don't know how you
don't want to do business in a state. You want to do business in a state where you can get an abortion whenever you want, right?
Because there's more
Hewlett
women.
Packard.
What?
I have no, and you're framing it under a women's rights issue. That's what you're doing. This guy's disgusting. He's a bad person. For years, Texas has been trying to lure business away from other states, especially those with higher taxes. Well, yeah. People move to Texas because of that. Texas has run ads promoting low taxes and light business regulations, while criticizing the tax and spend policies of the liberal leadership in blue states like Illinois. Well, yes. City of Chicago recently took out a full-page newspaper ad in Dallas in the morning news there to attempt to lure people fed up with the state's abortion and voting laws. Oh, man. So you hit social issues because you've got nothing else. You can't point to any other success stories. That's what you do. What a clown show.
I can't imagine being the CEO of a business, and like just saying, "Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna pick up and move my location," for the sole fact that you are a blue state
right.
and you have less strict abortion law.
Less strict. It's pretty much whenever you want in this state. I mean, because J.B. Pritzker wanted it that way, and he got it that way. And the voting law thing is a joke. It's a joke. And they're lying about that too. But never mind. Unbelievable. So you're saying, why don't they just say, hey, listen, if you're a thief and a criminal, move to Illinois. I mean, chances are he won't get arrested.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, why not?
Because we've got that whole no chase policy implemented.
Right, we got that, and we got the fact that you've got video of people waltzing into stores and just taking stuff. Shootings are up. I mean, yeah. But anyway, this is what this guy does. I mean,
you want to kill babies? Move to Illinois.
Move to Illinois. Well, we got no problem with it. I mean, that is luring. That is trying to lure business into Illinois based on some social issue, and the voting thing too, which is ridiculous.
A new low. Honestly, I didn't think
it is a
Pritzker
new
was
low.
that low. I didn't see this story.
Because
I'm
what does Texas and Florida do to attract business and people? They tell them this is low tax. We don't restrict it like other states do. You're allowed to do business. You're allowed to be free. My gosh, man. And our selling point to come to this state is have an abortion whenever you want. I mean, that's insanity. But it's happening. I wanted to bring that up to you today because I think this has gone really underreported.
I didn't even see it, and I'm just like...
If you can go to cities, you can go to cities929.com and you can look at the article is there. I can't but is he going to take out TV ads now? Because he started running... You remember the TV ads he had running initially? how great he was during the pandemic and how many Illinoisans have been vaccinated and, well, we're seeing the end of the tunnel. And then all of a sudden, it all went upside down on him, and so that ad went away. I mean, it's really remarkable. This clown, that guy, who shut this state down, choked off the economy, has wrecked and ruined everything he's touched. Everything. Raised your taxes. Have the roads been fixed? No. You know, but this is Captain Infrastructure, right? But that's not enough to get business here, because they look at it and go, well, I can stay in Texas where I'm paying minimal taxes and less restrictions on how I do business, or I could go to Illinois where they're going to choke you with restrictions. But my female employees can have an abortion whenever they want. Yeah, that's a reason to move. All right. Every single lawmaker in this state, every single one of you guys that we have on the air, we have a lot of them on the air with us. Every single one of you guys should raise holy hell about this. And if we're using money, tourism money, to promote this crap from this idiot, then it should be stopped immediately. And you should make every one of your constituents aware of what he's doing to lure business in here. Make them aware.
Exploiting dead babies.
And these
political points with
these liars about the Texas voting law. It's a lie. They know it's a lie, but they've got to gin something up, so they do. These are the same people, by the way, who are claiming people of color were whipped on the border like slaves. Even worse than slavery, I heard. Was it the race lady said that, I think, on MSNBC, Joy Reid? I think she said it was worse than slavery. What took place on the border?
I think that was Maxine Waters.
Was it Maxine Waters? Worse than
than slavery.
Yeah, worse than slavery.
And I don't understand what they're talking about. They're gaslighting you so hard because you look at the images. There's no whipping going on. There's no whipping. The guy is even literally like tugging on his shirt. You can see like he's just tugging on his shirt. Not to mention, the guy is a criminal. Can we talk about that? The guy is a criminal.
Yes, he is.
He's committing...
They're committing crimes. They're trying to be stopped from committing crimes. Nobody was whipping anyone. But the knee-jerk reaction... And, you know, I want to look at what Greg Abbott's going to do about this, too, because Greg Abbott needs to get out in front of this right now and say this is a totally bogus, made-up story, because it is. And the media just runs with it because it's the great narrative. And Kat, getting back to your initial point, we talked about this earlier. What does this do? It takes up oxygen in the newsrooms. So they're not looking at what's really going on. The disaster, the debacle that this administration is responsible for that's currently going on at the border.
I couldn't imagine being a woke media outlet in this day and age. I would be tired. I'd be like, oh gosh, it's gotta be hard to cover this up.
It just wears you out at some point in time. Yeah, back in a minute. News and Talk, Bloomington Normal. We're Cities 92.9. All right, here we go. News and Talk, Bloomington Normal. That's us. We're Cities 92.9. Hi there. I'm Scott Robbins. Right over there, Kat Peterson. Yes. You know, the great thing about the interwebs and listening online, and because I do 2 shows a day, or did until today. I mean, today's my last day. You guys know that, right? I know. It sucks. I'm feeling sad now, Kat. I am. I really am.
Getting closer and closer, and I'm just like,
You know, one of my best friends, she and we've been around we've known each other for 30 years probably. Anyway, but she knows me probably as well, if not better, than most people do. But yeah, my friend Melissa. Yeah, you know my friend Melissa, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why did you say that?
I was thinking about it, and I was like, I think it's Melissa.
She's my friend Melissa, yeah. And Melissa and I have known each other forever, and we've been friends forever. We worked together in radio. We came up through radio.
She's so cool.
She's really cool. And so anyway, she sent me a nice note this morning, though, and I said, you know, I'm sad today. And she goes, well, I can understand that. I mean, part of your soul, it belongs to Bloomington Normal, and she's right. Absolutely right. It's true, because I've been around this market and I've got to know you guys. And like I say, some of the greatest things that happen to me are people that come up to me and go, hey, my parents listened to you, and now it's become my grandparents listened to you when you started. I mean, 1984 was a long time ago. To be in and around the market. I mean, there's been some years in there where I wasn't, but for the most part I have been, and it's just so and I'm feeling this like remarkable sense of like ending, I guess. And I'm fighting myself now, but it is one of those weird things. I know once it happens and a week or two into it, I'll be used to the new schedule, and but I want you guys to know that anybody who's listened to me and supported me personally for years, and we've done so well with this show, much to the chagrin of anybody who's competing against us, but I don't feel too bad for those guys. I don't, because they don't want to change anything, so let them keep doing the crappy stuff they do. But
celebrity birthdays.
Yeah, oh God, I mean, it's just the same old tired stuff. But if and again, continue on, please, by all means, continue on. Robert's show is going to be different. It's going to be different because each of us have our own thumbprint we put on a radio show. And having replaced people in the past, it's a difficult job, and I hope everybody's really nice to him, because I think he's a really good guy. I mean, I've talked to him a couple of times on the phone, and we've visited with each other, and I know he might think I'm crummy, but doesn't matter what he thinks. But he's going to put his stamp on the show, and it's going to be different. It's going to be something to get used to, something a little different. But the success we've had is been remarkable, and that's all because you guys listen and you tell people, hey, have you heard this? And the cool thing about what we do is the intimacy of radio. Is we come into your home, you're making breakfast, you're in your car, whatever it is you're doing in the morning. You and I are sitting at a table and we're having a conversation. One of the best things when I was early in my career that a guy told me who was much wiser and better than I was at it, he said, you are talking to one person. You don't look at it like you walked into a baseball stadium and there's all these people lined up and they're sitting in the bleachers and they're listening attentively to everything you say. You're talking to one person. You're having a conversation with somebody. Pick out who that person is in your mind, wherever your demographic is on your radio station, and have them sit in front of you. I mean, not literally, but sitting in front of you, and you're having a conversation. It's one-to-one. It's communication. That's what we do. And, some people don't like what you say. To those people, I say you have a choice. There's a lot of different choices. You don't have to listen. Some of you listen and hate it, and then you listen because you hate it, because there's some mental illness taking place there. I don't know why you would put yourself through something like that, but you do. And we've had run-ins with a few of them over the years. It's not always easy. But I don't back down either. And Robert's not going to back down. Kat's not going to back down. But we welcome you every single day. And we want you to know you're not alone in the way you think. There's a lot of people out there that think exactly like you do, and we try to reflect that. Because that's how we think. All right, we'll take a break. Back in a minute. News and Talk, Bloomington Normal. That's us. We're Cities 92.9. Yep. All right, man. News and Talk, Bloomington Normal. That's us. We're Cities 92.9. Hi there. I'm Scott Robbins. Right over there is Kat Peterson. I'm looking at your new logo for your new show, which debuts 5 to 7 this Saturday.
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot.
I do too. Did you make that yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. Very creative. Very nice. I like it. I like it as well. So, yay, Kat. So the Kat show is 5 to 7 on Saturday. You'll definitely want to check that one out.
Also check out Speechless from 2 to 3.
Yeah, that's a new show too, debuting this weekend. Gosh, we got weekend programming out the wazoo, don't we?
Yeah,
our friend David Paul Blumenshine will be on Sunday, correct?
Yes, this Sunday.
David Paul Blumenshine, 1 to 3, David Paul Blumenshine. Do you still do the show with him, or are you not doing it with him anymore?
I'm not doing it with him anymore.
Oh, okay, kicked you out?
So I'm gonna take Sundays off. That's gonna be the off
Come
day.
on, what do you mean you get a day off? There will be none of that.
I don't know. I probably will still come in and talk to David Paul. We're actually going to together the Xena of Bailey Farm on Sunday, so I'm super excited for that.
Well, tell me about that. What's that all about? What do you mean the Zena Bailey farm? You said that like everybody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Darren Bailey, it's Darren Bailey's farm, so he's running for governor.
So he invited you guys out to the farm?
Yeah, so he invited us out to the farm. We're going to go there. It's like a little picnic that he throws on. There's going to be fireworks and conservatives, and it's just going to be a chance to get together with a bunch of conservatives. So we're doing that on Sunday, so I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit here. It is going to be a pre-recorded show because we got to drive up there.
No, that's okay. That's right. You can pull the curtain back on that. Yeah, you got to drive up there. All right, so are you going to see Darren then? He's going to be there?
Oh, yeah. Yep, he'll
so
be
it's
there.
Like a hog roast or something at his place, or what?
Yeah, kind of.
Pulled
I mean,
pork,
it's a huge farm, and like, it's
awesome.
just gonna be so pretty. I think that day. I mean, the weather looks great, and I'm just like, it's nice.
I don't know if you can do it,
weekend.
and I don't know if you can do it, and I don't know if David Paul can do it, or one of you can do it for me. But if this guy's the governor, which I think he has a really good shot at that happening, we got to. I mean, I just told you about the disaster that's Pritzker. What a disaster! I think he's got a really good chance. By the way, I don't know if anybody's doing any polling now or any of that stuff. I have no idea. But when I hear about challengers to Pritzker, all I hear about is Darren Bailey. That's it. Nobody even talks about anybody else. So I think that's fantastic. Get one of you guys take a baseball and have him sign it for me.
I will.
Okay.
Are you going to go with us?
No, I can't come with you, but I Sundays. You know what I'm doing Sunday? I can tell you what I'm doing Sunday. I'm going to the Halloween store with my granddaughters on Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh.
It was supposed to happen tonight, but you know what's happening tonight? One of my buddies calls me up. His son plays football with Normal West.
Oh wow!
And they're playing over in Peoria tonight at Dozer Park, where the Chiefs play, and they're playing a football game, and they're playing Notre Dame.
Oh wow! Oh,
so
awesome.
He's like, hey man, I'm coming your way. My kid's playing. I'm like, well, then I want to be there. Yes.
Ooh.
So that was supposed to be the Halloween store night, and of course it isn't going to be. And then tomorrow morning and afternoon, there's the cosplay event going on that I'm taking my youngest granddaughter to.
Oh yeah, she really likes it. Is that Tink?
Tink's going, yeah.
Oh.
So we're going to go to the cosplay thing.
I actually get a little bit of a social life tonight. I'm going on a date. So.
Are you really?
I am. We're gonna try.
I'm going to dinner with a nice lady on Saturday night. So, yeah, I mean,
look at us. We're getting into the dating field.
I know. I don't know about dating, but I mean, it's we are yeah. So that's kind of cool. But at any rate, yeah. So it's an action-packed weekend. But anyway, if you're going to Darren Bailey's, just have him sign a baseball. Take a Sharpie and just have him sign a baseball for me.
I will.
Not to me specifically, just his name on it, because
Robbins.
if he's the governor, then I want to have that signed baseball. That would be really cool. It would look
and
good.
I think I don't know. It's starting to get traction. The campaign. It's interesting.
I think so too.
Messaging works.
I feel a lot of momentum out there for him right now.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of changing the campaign message to not changing, but I think it's like gaining traction. Where if Illinois goes, I mean, it's done. I mean, the farming and if Illinois goes, then what's next? You know,
well,
and that's where we're headed. Illinois will no longer even be a player in the United States at all in anything. We're known for farming. I mean, we've got a huge corn production, and I don't even know what our numbers are. We used to be like top 3, but I don't think that's the case anymore.
Yeah, this is a really, really dicey situation, you know, and the corporate farm thing is a real deal. The family farm, the big family farms that I grew up with, that most of them still exist, I will say that. But it's vital to Illinois, and I know that's hard to get that message across to people who live in Cook County. You know, they don't think about stuff like that. But I think this governor is divisive enough that you will get people to cross over and say, okay, I can't do this anymore. I can't have one more second of this guy and his edicts and his messaging and his pounding on the desk and lecturing us on how to live our lives. We're done with that.
I did meet Governor J.B. Pritzker one time, and I've been telling people this, the more and more he comes out, and especially after this abortion incentive, I don't even understand.
It's insane. Yeah, I know. I mean, I can't believe there was a group of people that got together and sat at the table and went, this is what you got to do.
We had a listener call in.
This is the winning message. Are you kidding me?
Maybe they should promote the fact that our gun laws are just is so strict. You can't even protect yourself. Maybe they should promote that next. Hey, come to Illinois. You'll get murdered because you can't have the right to bear arms.
Yeah, because those guys, that gun law stuff we did, that's going to stop people from owning guns. We pretend like these guys go to a sporting goods store and get their guns. They don't. All right, that's the stupidest thing. They get them out of the trunks of cars. You buy them unlawfully. Come on, man. All right, so again, this guy, every metric, every single metric you can check off of successful politicians, this guy fails. F across the board. There's no way he should be reelected. No way.
I met him, and he was like so enthusiastic, and he was like, yeah, and then he's just
he's woke.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's so
he's another liberal elitist that's woke, and he wants to propagate that on you. It doesn't affect him at all. I mean, he's a multimillionaire. What does he care? He doesn't care what he does to you. He just wants to score points in the woke meter, and that's what he does. That's behind this whole come to Illinois, move your company here so your women can have abortions. That's the selling point. I'm not even making that up. We just talked about that. That guy is selling Illinois on that to Texas. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right.
It's nice to hear from people like Ted Cruz and the actual leaders who aren't afraid to stand up and say, Ted Cruz, this is wrong.
No, you heard Ted Cruz, right? I mean, he went after AOC and her ilk. Where's the weeping AOC at the border now? I mean, where is she? Nowhere. So Ted Cruz took that on. We got that soundbite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is Senator Ted Cruz saying what a lot of these guys should be saying, but he has no problem saying it. Here we go.
I'll tell you, I've been to the border. I've been to the Biden cages. For 4 years, Democrats went on and on and on. The corrupt corporate media went on and on and on about kids in cages. You couldn't turn on the evening news without hearing kids in cages. What they didn't tell you is Barack Obama built those cages, and today under Joe Biden, the cages are bigger and they're more full than they were before. Mr. President, every Democrat who stood up and lamented kids in cages in the House of Representatives, Representative Ocasio-Cortez has a famous photo of her grasping her head by the kids in cages. Well, I'm going to give a simple challenge for Representative Ocasio-Cortez and for every Democrat in this body. Go see the Biden cages with your own eyes. I've seen them, the Donna tent facility with over 4,000 people, with little boys and little girls on top of each other. Just a couple of weeks ago when I was in the Rio Grande Valley, the rate of COVID positivity in the Biden cages was over 22%. And all the Democrats who talked about this, if they don't go, if they don't denounce the Biden cages, then they're telling you that they're hypocrites. That they didn't believe it when they said it, that they didn't care about it when they said it, that it was all politics. It wasn't about their kids. Why does Joe Biden refuse to go to the Rio Grande Valley? Because if he goes, the TV cameras will come with him.
Right. Where are they? Where is the weeping Ocasio-Cortez? Where is she? Well, she's still weeping, by the way. Did you see that spectacle? Did you see that yesterday?
Yes. Where was she?
She was on the House floor yesterday when they did they did the vote on the Iron Dome in Israel. The funding of the Iron Dome, which we've done forever because we do it to protect Israel, because the Hamas is bombing them all the time. They're terrorists. And Rashida Tlaib went off. We'll get to that maybe when we've got more time to flesh it out. But the vote came up, and of course, overwhelmingly, it was voted that, yes, we are going to continue the U.S. funding of the Iron Dome in Israel, which, by the way, I can't explain how the whole thing works, but it intercepts bombs from hitting Israel that are lobbed over there from Hamas. That's what it does. But the radical end of the Democrat Party, they took the vote, and AOC voted present. Not yay or nay, but present. What? And then the weeping started. But she got right up to where she knew the camera was going to be on her before she burst into tears. What a scam artist she is.
She is. And she's just such a nasty. I saw her in person, and she is just so small. And, like, she's
a bad person.
She is.
But she's a bad person. And this is all about her. And by the way, why would she vote present? Why not vote yes on that? Because after all, Israel are occupiers, and they're the terrorists, and the Palestinians, we don't support the Palestinians. We should, blah blah blah. Well, I've heard it all from her before. She had a chance to vote and didn't. So why didn't she? Well, I can tell you why. Because she wants Schumer's seat in New York. She wants that seat. And in order to do that, you have to have a large segment of the Jewish population in New York, particularly in New York City, that will vote for you. And if you vote against the Iron Dome, then you, of course, are siding with the Palestinians. This was all calculated and political. This way she can sit on the fence, she can do that vote present, and say, I didn't vote for it, but I didn't vote against it either. See, I didn't vote against that. The Iron Dome. She can say that and be factual with it. And what was the weeping about? Well, we still don't really know what that was about. It was after the vote, and they announced the vote, and then she starts weeping, although moving so she can get on camera or get closer to the person announcing the vote.
Where was the weeping for
And then
the
everybody
children?
gathered around her. All the usual suspects gather around her in a circle to comfort her during her moment of grief. Shut up. How phony can you possibly be? But she is, and she gets by with it because, well, she's woke.
She's a little bartender.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you as I sit here today, and we mark the tape and play it back at some point in time, this is eventually going to blow up in their face. It has to, because it's not sustainable. That type of jivey stuff is not sustainable in the long run. It just can't be. There's no substance to it and no truth to it. All right, we'll take a break. Back in a minute. News and Talk, Bloomington Normal. It is a Friday morning. Can you believe it? City's 92.9. Uh-huh. All right, here we go. News and Talk, Bloomington Normal. We're City's 92.9. I'm Scott Robbins. Right over there is Kat Peterson. Oh, my. All right. You guys are awesome, by the way. I'm getting so many nice Facebook messages from y'all. It's really not. My friend Guy Hanna checked in. I haven't talked to Guy for a while, but we're old friends from way back. And some of you, like I said, some of you listen to me forever, and some just started yesterday. It doesn't matter. Thank you very much. Today's the final day of the morning show. But by the way, just for one guy said, congratulations on your retirement. My retirement? No, I can't. I'm not retiring.
No.
No, I'm not retiring. I still have that other show to do. And that show, by the way, will continue as planned. That's the Mark the Van Camp and Robbins show, and you hear that here at 8 o'clock at night. 8 to 11, I think, right? Is it 8 to 11? I think it is, yeah. Mm-hmm. You run all 3 hours. Okay, there you go. Some people run
every day.
2 hours, someone 3. Yeah, I keep Kat up at night listening to that show. I'll dovetail off that into this. The average person was 7 years old the first time they knew what their dream job was. Isn't that something? 7. I can tell you, I wasn't 7. I think I was like 12. And I knew this was what I wanted to do. What I'm doing right now is what I want to do. When I was 12, I think I was 12. But 7, my gosh. Here's the top 10 things we wanted to be as kids that we did become as adults. Number 1's not a surprise to me, doctor or nurse, right? Being a doctor. Both of those. My daughter's a nurse practitioner, and she's got a big brain, and man, that's a lot of work. I'll tell you that right now. Number 2 is a lawyer. Number 3 is an actor or actress. wow. I mean, I think everybody at some point in time, thinks that they see themselves in movies, but I did like little theater stuff when I was in school, because it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought of myself as an actor, though. Number 4, artist. Working a canvas, Kat. If you're Hunter Biden, you do that, you get $500,000 per picture drawn. That's and you know what? The thing is, we don't have to know who would bought him either.
No,
it's anonymous.
No, it's anonymous.
How about that? Number 5 is a teacher. Now, I know a lot of people, a lot of friends of mine who were like, yeah, I knew I wanted to be a teacher from the time I was young. And they achieved that. Singer or musician. Again, tough gig. Tough to crack. Number 7, scientist. Yeah. I have one friend of mine that was his dream when he was a kid, and that's what he is. Dancer was number 8. Athlete, number 9. I think every boy who plays baseball or a sport at all thinks of themselves as an athlete. Writer, number 10. A few more ranked high were computer programmer, veterinarian, pilot, business owner, and astronaut. A little surprised cop, firefighter, and radio host didn't make the list, but they didn't. Kat. Actually, I'm not surprised radio host didn't make the list.
I'm not surprised cop or writer didn't either.
Yeah, in this time, you're right, in this day and age, I agree. All right, Fox News, top of the hour. Tom will get you caught up locally. We're back on the other side for the final hour, and we'll wrap this big dog up on Cities 92.9.